Hello and welcome to another Gone Electric video. I'm Evan. I've got to charge the car today, so today you find me at my most local ChargePoint Level 2 charging station. The point of today's video is to show you step by step how to activate a charge, how to check your charge while charging, and how to stop a charge at ChargePoint Level 2 chargers. And I am hoping for good luck. Let's go. The first thing you might be asking yourselves is, why am I deciding to show you how to charge at ChargePoint Level 2 chargers? The answer to that is because you're going to find ChargePoint Level 2 chargers in urbanized areas. They're often found in parking structures to malls, grocery stores, even beach parking lots, which is where I am right now. So suffice it to say, at some point you are going to use a ChargePoint Level 2 charger. So let's get started with how I was able to even find this particular ChargePoint charger. I use the ChargePoint app, which is a pretty convenient app. It works well. A vast majority of the time you can download it simply from the App Store, whether you're an Apple user or an Android user. And the very first thing that I did is I opened the app and I tapped on the little caret to geographically locate where I was, and it brought me right to the charger on the map. And you can see there, I'm the little blue thing, and it is right next to what happens to be a line of 4 level 2 chargers, as well as 2 DC fast chargers. Now, you can get started on the charge by either tapping the little green, I don't know, I call them like little tabs, little green tabs that you see, or carrots, whatever nomenclature you prefer. You can tap it, and if you tap it, it brings you to this page where you'll see the charger itself with the 2 handles, and you can simply tap Start Charge. Now, there is another way to do it with the RFID card, but I will tell you that when I first pulled up, I tested the RFID card, the Apple Wallet card, and it didn't work. So this is an example of having to kind of troubleshoot your way to starting a charge when your first option doesn't work. Typically, I use the RFID card. It didn't work at this particular charger. So what I did was I opened the app and I simply tapped Start Charge. When I did that, I could actually hear the contactor on the dispenser go off. And the menu looked like this. It indicated that I should plug in and charge. There's the screen indicating plug in. Again, I activated the charge in the ChargePoint app. What you can do is just press the trigger on the J1772 plug. You can pull it right on out, and let's stretch this puppy all the way. The nice thing about the ChargePoint dispensers is that they have these really long cables. Now, I was a little lazy. I probably could have backed in, but you know what? I didn't. And I'm just going to plug in, easy plug in, really nice connection. The light almost immediately turned green right there. And you can see here that I've kind of stretched the cable, but it seems okay. And walking up to the menu, and you can see that it's already started right there. So I looked at now you can see the max charge speed is going to be 6 kilowatts. And currently I am charging at a speed of 5.8 kilowatts. I don't know if you could see that real fast. So stepping away from the dispenser, you can see that there were 2 handles here. There was one here and one there. In the app, it shows this exact dispenser. It shows both the handles. And so how do you know which handle to grab? Well, you want to grab the one that is closest to your car. But note here that unlike Electrify America DC fast charging stations where each dispenser can only accommodate 1 car charging at a time, even though there are often 2 handles, at these ChargePoint Level 2 chargers, there are 2 handles, and 2 cars can actually use this dispenser here. So if another car were to pull up right here next to me, they could actually grab the other handle and start a charge on their car. It wouldn't derate me. I'd still be charging at whatever I'm charging at. I think it's like 5.8 kilowatts. But it is something to note that this is different than DC fast charging because this dispenser has 2 handles and each handle can charge a car. So each dispenser can actually charge 2 cars simultaneously. Now let's check out what's going on inside the car, see if we can confirm that it's charging inside. There you go. We're going at 5.5 kilowatts, 19 miles an hour. So we are all good to go. Now here's the difference between DC fast charging and AC charging with level 2 dispensers. You can see that the time involved is a lot different. If I were to leave it plugged in at the current speed that it's getting, I would be charged from 25% back to 80%, which is what I have my car set for, in 7.5 hours. And that's totally okay with me. I'm pretty relaxed today, just shooting a video, gonna do some editing. I may actually take a walk around here as I charge up because it's really, 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 really pretty here at the beach. This is a great charging station here in Long Beach, and it's really sunny out. It's a little windy, as I'm sure you could tell. Sorry about that. This microphone isn't like the best at quieting the wind, but it's all I knew how to buy on Amazon. Now, to stop charging, you can either use the ChargePoint app, and it'll automatically bring up a menu that shows you your current charging status, your current session. And you'll notice that in the top right, it'll say stop. Now you can just tap that. It'll take a moment to connect to the charger, but it will. And you'll hear the contactors uncontact, and it'll say that you can unplug. Very simple. Now I have an ID4, and so the other way that you can stop charging with an ID4 is that from the home menu on the infotainment system, you can tap charging, and you can see right there where it says stop charging. You can just tap that, it'll stop charging. The other cool thing is that there's actually a ChargePoint app for the Apple Watch. So that means that while you're charging, if you don't want to take out your phone because it's just too far away from you in your back pocket, or it's in your purse, and you have an Apple Watch, you can actually use your Apple Watch to open up the ChargePoint app. The cool thing about that is that on the ChargePoint Apple Watch app, you can see how much mileage has been added back to your range, and you can actually stop the charge from your Apple Watch. I've actually done that a couple times. It's pretty useful. Now, if you have an ID4, as is always the case, you want to make sure that that port indicating light turns from green to white before you unplug, but that's about it. ChargePoint level 2 chargers are very simple to work. They're usually very reliable, very robust. It is level 2 charging, though, what I showed you today, so that means that it is inherently a lot slower than DC fast charging. So just know that going into it, and have a plan, have something you want to do while you're charging. So if you found what I did today informative, or you learned something, make sure to share and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.